Okie dokie, so in this episode we're going to be looking at a bit of Create. I figured some of it out off cam to just basically figure out what I was doing. There was a lot of building the wrong thing, putting things down in all kinds of bad orders, and just generally speaking things didn't always work quite as planned. But we've made a bit of a start, so if you have a look over here, we've got a very basic ugly looking windmill, and that is powering a pumpkin and melon farm. So this uses drills to drill melons on this side, pumpkins on this side as they grow, forward and back, and then when it brings them back again, it puts them in this crate, brings them back, puts them into this chest, and then this gets whizzed off into the computer underneath there. This is all powered by redstone under here. So this basically is a timing system using Create pulse repeaters. So I think it's something like every 35 seconds or so it changes direction, and that sends a pulse to this gear shifter, and it switches this from going backwards and forwards, and then it'll come back to rest again over here in just a second. Let's give that a second just to pull itself back on these extending pistons here. And this should then that'll connect in there. When it's got stuff in it, it uses this portable storage interface to get it out, and that's how that works. And then this is the sort of piston mechanism to do that. I've also built a rotationary farm which is doing carrots and potatoes, carrots that side, potatoes this side. This is just a basic windmill, so windmill bearing, mechanical bearing underneath that. So the windmill powers the mechanical bearing, which spins round this contraption, which is made of three of the chassis, some chests and some harvesters, and then when it's done it connects into here, pumps them down into a chest underneath, and again they get whisked off to the computer. This chest under here can service two of these, so it will service this one, and then we'll make another chest set up in the middle here to do these two. So we're going to have, you know, various farms on here, so that's what we're going to be on with today. So let's get to it. At some point I'm going to build an actual old school style windmill on this as well, but getting the farms up and running is sort of my priority for now. So let's go grab the resources I need and make a start. Okay, so we've got all the bits we need. Let's do a repeat of this. So we need to put that on there, and then we need to put one of these on here and just spin it round like that. Then we need another one of those there, and then that connects into that like that. Then we have the chest. I'm going to have to grab some super glue. I have forgot to do that, so that's not ideal. We'll sort that out in a minute. Super glue, then we have a chassis and a chassis. Then we have a mechanical bearing on this, which needs to go the other way up, like that. And then the windmill bearing goes, yep, like that, facing upwards. Like that. And then our windmill goes on top of that. What did I use for these ones? I used dark oak for that, so I'm going to have to grab some of those so it matches. So I need to grab some dark oak. And I need to grab my super glue as well, because you've got to glue it all together. And I will actually make a spare glue because I've got a feeling I'm going to run out. So let's just make another glue as well, just in case. And then dark oak. Thought it was spruce, it is not. So that is fair enough. And then if we grab my glue, I can glue all of this together. Then glue that to that. Oh, that doesn't need gluing to that, does it? Because that's already glued to that by that. That's fine. Okay, so that's all glued together. Make sure I'm doing this right. I am. And then we need to put the harvesters on this side. You gonna let me? Ah, you see, the harvesters have to be attached to these, don't they? Okay. I had the same issue before, and I've still managed to do it wrong again. So if we do this, break that as well. Put down one of these. So that does that, and then I need to then go through and break these. Yeah, that's the ticket. I remember now. So I did this before, and I was confused for a second. It took me a minute to figure it out, but there we are. And then we grab these, and we go bonk bonk, and that's all glued together. Right, there we go. Because the harvesters have to be attached to the chassis, you see. And now they are. So that's that fine. Now we need to jump up here and make this 1, 2, 3, 5 high. So let's go up here with dark oak. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we grab sails here, and we do. How do I get these to go the right way before? That's the inevitable question. It is inevitable, I suppose. There we go. Oh. This isn't that fiddly, I'm just doing a terrible job, basically, is what's happening here, but it's honestly not that fiddly. Right, now we just need to glue all of that together, I believe. So if I turn this on, oh, we don't, there we go, it works. Yeah, okay, yes, we need to glue all of the, wood together. Now if I turn that on, and voila, we have another spinning contraption. Perfect. Now we need some buckets of water. I've got one here, so I'm going to dig underneath, and that's going to hydrate all the crops in this area. Put that down there, go refill the bucket from over here. And then when that picks stuff up, it should connect it with this, the same that this one does, and we're set. Yep, it will. And there's nothing to pick up at the minute, but that's fine. Okay, so that's all working as we should expect it to. All the bits are spinning, which is great. We can add more sails and make this go faster, but honestly we don't need to because it's just slowly going round and digging everything up. So now we just need to till all the ground. Now, one thing to remember is you can stop these by stopping the mechanical bearing, so just right-click on it with an empty hand. That will, it'll reset it to where you built it, this way. And that will break all the tilled ground underneath it. It's not difficult, you just redo it afterwards once it stops, because at the minute it's not counted as a solid thing as far as interacting with blocks goes. But it will stop here if I turn it off, and then it will untill the ground there because it becomes placed on it. There's no way around that. It's not really a big issue, to be honest with you, so you don't have to worry about it too much. Now, we need to plant the next lot of stuff. So we've got potatoes and carrots already, so it's kind of just looking at what else we might need to grow and thinking about where we're going to put those. So this one is going to be for our beetroot and wheat. Just have those ticking over in there, and I might put a little bit of flax in there as well. I don't recall this ever asking for flax. I'm not sure if it does or not. So I'm going to just grow a bit, and then we've got it if we need it. Then we don't have to worry about it. So we want to have some wheat seeds, some beetroot seeds, and some flax seeds. And we'll just plant a couple of those, and it'll just tick those over time. If the crystal asks for it, we've got it. If not, it'll just sit in a drawer forever and never get used. Really doesn't make too much of a difference. So these are my flax seeds first. So if we plant just a small patch of flax here, maybe just do one quadrant. Then we're going to do half of it as wheat. Like that. Well, probably about roughly a third. And then we'll do beetroot as well. because it definitely asks for wheat and it definitely asks for beetroot. Let's let this get out of the way again, and we'll do beetroot there as well. And then we'll just do one more. Why not? We'll do an equal amount, so just one extra wheat. It asks for wheat more often. Okay, so that's the second farm setup. It's as simple as that. You can power these sort of... I could power them all from the big guy, so I could create a junction here, pull the power off there, and run that into the mechanical bearings through the sides, into both of those, and then do it that way. It's very messy. This is more expensive. You know, you've got a little bit of black chromatic steel and pogs to make the windmill bearings. But frankly, it just looks infinitely better. It's a much better setup, in my opinion. So that's sort of how that works there. Okay, so that's all of those easy ones done. Cactus is up next. And I'm not 100% certain how this one quite works yet. So we'll figure that out. We definitely need saws for it though, so we need these mechanical saws. Well, we need 5 of those or 4. Let's make an extra one, that's fine. So we're going to make the next one do cactuses, so we're going to need sand for that, because the ground has to be sand to grow a cactus. So grab that. Let's put some food on my hotbar, because I'm going to get hungry. Put them away. And then the other one will be sugarcane, which can obviously become paper, it can become sugar, and it can just be on its own normal cane as well. So that's how that one will work. So that's what the third one's going to be. This should, I think, give us enough crops. The carrot and potato one's only been running for like a day, and we've got 5,500 potatoes, 11,000 carrots, and the melon one's been running for even less, and we've got 660 slices, which we then craft into full melons, and we've got 613 pumpkins. So it's enough, basically. You know, I don't imagine we're going to get through this particularly quickly, particularly not because we leave the server running, and like AFK on it and stuff to let the farms tick over. See, like 297 melons, and I had to throw 150 melons at a crystal earlier, so it's pretty good going all round. Let's sleep. So right, let's replace this bit with the sand. That's the thing I'm not sure on this cactus, is if I cut down the cactus, is it going to cut down the entire cactus, and do I need to then replant the cactus? I don't know, is the answer to that. So... Oh, I actually need some more sand, I think. Oh no, I've got another stack here, we're good. So this is a test, basically. I've never grown cactus with this before, so we'll find out how it works together. And if needs be, I'll have to add a planting mechanism to it as well, but we shall see. So first of all, we need to find the middle, which is there, I believe. Let's put a dirt block down just for ease of marking. Bonk. Now, we need chassis. Like that, and then we need to put down... Oh no, this needs to be one higher, doesn't it? So it needs to do chassis like this, because the reason for this is I think what's going to happen is this is going to pass to the second block of the cactus, and then cut it down like that. That's the thought process. So if it does that and this works as expected, we want it to be spinning around at 2 blocks high, not 1. So we just need to sort of check that, but we'll see how we get on. This might not work, and if it doesn't, we'll rejig. 4 of them. Let's glue that to that. Jump up here. That's all glued together there, nice. And that glued to that. Chassis. There we go, lovely stuff. Then this needs to be one of these. And, oh, actually, you know what we can do here? Slightly different design, do that. Chests. glue. Okay, so that should all be glued together now. It is, so when we spin this, this whole thing should spin. And then we need to do one of them, then we need a chute going down into it, like that. And one of these on top. And then that can connect into that. Now we need mechanical bearing. Like that. We need our windmill bearing. Like that. And we need to have our wood. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Glue that all together. Like so. And then we need our sails for this one. See if we can do this a bit more correctly this time. Immediately no. It's getting the angle right, and apparently I'm terrible at that. Now, theoretically, if I've done this right, this should spin correctly. It does! Huzzah! Right, okay. Now we need to test out the cactuses. Now, of course, cactuses can't be placed next to each other because they'll break each other. So I just need to work out the most optimal layout here. So this could take a little bit of fiddling, but let's figure it out. I don't know if that one will even get cut, to be honest. Let's find out. Oh, it will. Oh, it works. It works. Amazing. Right, okay. This works as I hoped it would. Let's do a test. If I put a third cactus in there, will it pick up? Let's have a look. So it's currently got 2 cactuses in there. It should go up to 4 after it's mined this. Oh, yes. Spot on. It works as I hoped it would. Amazing. Now, these can't be next to each other, so we're just going to do best we can. I'm not overly bothered if it's not ultra optimal. I just want it to be fairly decent. It's just going to be spinning round in a circle basically forever, so as long as we're something like good. And then it should be capturing them all in here. Wonderful. That is working as expected. Sweet. Okay, so that's working. We're all set. Lovely stuff. That's just going to go around and collect a bunch of cactuses for me, which means these old boys are now redundant. So let's put this back to being dirt. Now, sugarcane I'm not sure about, so I need to do a test with that. So if I grab some sugarcane, I don't know if this thing can harvest sugarcane or not, so I'm going to test it. So I'll get rid of 1 piece of flax. I need this to be non-tilled ground. Oh, of course, you have to have it be, it has to be right next to water, doesn't it? Not diagonally adjacent to it. Can I do that here? No, because they don't get picked up, do they? No, the only downside to this is these middle ones don't get farmed because of just the shape of the machine. Right, let's just do a whole test then. I'm just going to have to break a couple of things. Let's do break a flax. Put some water there, break another flax, do that. Okay, so they will break it, but they'll break all of it and won't replant it. So I need to put it... Okay, it will work. It just needs to be the same as the cactus. It'll be one higher, and then it'll just chop the tops off and suck the tops in. But it will do it with... Hopefully with that. Is that picking it up, though? That's the question. So let's just put that down there like that. Is this actually picking up the sugarcane? Oh, it's immediately putting it in the computer, though, isn't it? I've picked the worst possible place I could have picked to test this. That's basically what I've done here. Let's put you back, break this wheat. Wheat seeds, dirt. Wheat seed. Sugarcane can go there. So that was just in the right position that it could still transpose it off like that. We didn't really want that. So it's going to cut it down. Yes, it does. It does work. Okay. I think the only thing we're not going to be auto-farming is berries. And that's because I've not figured those out yet. But we can auto-farm the sugarcane. Right. The first thing I need to do is work out the best way of planting this so I can have maximum amount of sugarcane. So let's find the middle first. So the middle is there. That's the middle. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's the middle. So that's where the machine's going to be, which could be then water. These four don't get harvested by the machine. So ideally, we're going to put water there. And then every other... Is this going to work? Maybe. Has it worked? Oh my god, I think I've actually gone and done it. He's only bloody done it. Okie dokie, so that is the 4 farms. We've got the one for the cactus, which is using the saws on 2 high. So as they grow to anything above 1, they get chopped down. And then we've got the same for the sugarcane using the harvesters. So that gets all powered by the windmill again. And that just spins around in a circle and then dumps them into here. I still need to connect this chest to the computer system, which it's not currently connected to. So that one is. And so is the one for the melons and the pumpkins, but not for these ones. But I can do that later. I've got to rat run of tunnels underneath the ground to do that with, so I can sort that out in a bit. But it is working for now, and it'll just slowly fill this chest up with goods. It'll take a while to fill, so we don't have to worry about it imminently. Need to make the windmill look like a windmill and not just a big stick with some sails on it. But all in all, things are coming together, and we've started to automate using Create, which personally I think looks quite a lot better than some of the single block solutions that you can get from other mods. Whilst they are useful, I just think this looks particularly cool with just a series of spinning little arms and contraptions. I do like a good contraption, so huzzah! Progress has been made.